Original Resident Evil 3 gets GOG PC release date. Spooky. So I was actually pretty excited to do this video because the first video I've ever done on this channel was actually Resident Evil 2 coming to GOG. So for anyone that doesn't know, Resident Evil 2, the original, was actually released on GOG on the 27th of last month. So there is some excitement behind this considering that they are bringing all three of the original games. So I thought that was really cool. I'm excited for this myself because I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I love the originals. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So the original Resident Evil 3 hits CD Projekt Red owned GOG on September 25th of 2024. So that's about 2 days from now, which is awesome. So a post on the platform from GOG itself and publisher Capcom revealed the release comes not long after the original Resident Evil 2 arrived on the platform. Much like how the pair of games first launched, Capcom's Resident Evil series has defined and revolutionized the survival horror genre, with the original Resident Evil, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 3 being standout titles that have captivated gamers worldwide, the post said. Now it's time to complete the trilogy. Hell yeah. So, just like with Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2, we made sure GOG's version of the third game entry in the series is the best it can be. You can expect a variety of quality of life improvements, compatibility with modern systems, full modern control support, and even more. So this is awesome. I think this is really fucking cool because it is, like they said, one of the things where they do have the original three out. So they do have Resident Evil, the original, available. They do have, like I said, Resident Evil 2, which came out last month on the 27th, and then now they got the third one. So for any original fans out there that would want to play those games, that's awesome because now you guys do have the availability to do so on the PC. So it is something you can go ahead and go back to. So let's go ahead and just read over what they have to offer for GOG. So here's what Resident Evil on GOG offers: full compatibility with Windows 10 and 11. 6 localizations of the game include English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Japanese. Mercenaries mode included, which was fun. I remember playing that a lot back in the day when I used to play Resident Evil 3 a lot. So improved DirectX game renderer, new rendering options, so windowed mode, vertical synchronization controls, gamma correction, integer scaling, and more. I think I messed up on that word the last video that I did where I talked about this. So improved graphics, engine installations and restart, improved video subtitles, improved option dialogue, issueless task switching, improved mouse cursor visibility, full support for modern controls. So Sony DualShock, DualShock 4, Microsoft, Xbox One, Xbox. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it's been 25 years since this hulking monstrosity tried to turn us into a Jill sandwich. Happy birthday, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So yeah, I actually looked it up, and yeah, yesterday, September 22nd, was the anniversary for Resident Evil because it did come out in '99. So it has been, I believe, 25 years, which is awesome. I think that's really cool. So GOG announced plans to release all 3 original Resident Evil games back in June, with the release of Resident Evil 3 completing the venture. Hell yeah. So picking up the original Resident Evil 4 and onward on PC isn't nearly as complicated as the first 3 games, which were long absent on the platform. So it's perhaps unlikely any grandiose announcement will be made for more releases. So yeah, more than likely, as far as them, bringing more things to PC, that should be pretty much it. Because as far as the other games go, past that point, like they said, yeah, it's not too complicated. So again, something that's really, really great for original Resident Evil fans. So something to look forward to in the next few days. So Capcom has otherwise been busy remaking these games, beginning with Resident Evil 2 and progressing to include Resident Evil 3 and the fan favorite Resident Evil 4 too. Nice. While the first Resident Evil got a remake in 2002, it hasn't been revisited in the same way as the other entries in more than 2 decades. Capcom is reportedly working on remakes of Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica 2, alongside a mainline 9th game. So this right here is something that I think is very interesting because it is one of those things I did state as well in the Resident Evil 4 video that I made regarding if they made it too good. It was one of those things where I did mention, I believe it was in that video, where I feel like it's going to be really hard to remake that first remake. So, because it was one of those things when it came out in 2022 on the GameCube, to this day, it still looks phenomenal. As far as like the graphics go, the gameplay, yeah, there is the fixed camera angles, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. But on a personal level, as someone that's always been fans of the Resident Evil games and doesn't mind that, I've loved the first one so much. The storyline is good, the voice acting is great, the character design and everything, the way that they act in the game itself during the cutscenes and all that, it's really fucking good. So the fact that there's talks of them possibly coming back to it. I know with Resident Evil 4, there is the scene, I think it's in set like the separate ways when you play as Ada, where it shows Wesker and he's looking at some monitors, so it kind of gives some hints to Resident Evil 5. There was something else, I can't remember what it was exactly, I'd have to go back and replay it, where if I'm not mistaken, there was something that happens that also did kind of give a hint to some players that there is a possibility that they might work on a Resident Evil 1 remake of the remake. And personally, I don't know if they can do that, because that game I feel like is so good. Yes, they can remake it, but usually when you want to remake something, whether that's video games or movies or whatnot, like you want to make sure if you're gonna remake it, you're gonna make it better than the original. So if you don't have any like plans to make it better than the original, or if you don't feel like this has the potential to at least live up to the original version of it, personally, I don't think there's any point in even going for it. So that's pretty much where I stand on that one. As far as the other two, so let's say Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica, I've stated before, Resident Evil 0, I have to go back and replay that one because I liked it a lot when I was younger, but as I got older, I had replayed it, and it was one of those things where it didn't quite feel the same. Like I didn't enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger. So I need to go back and replay that one just to kind of see why, because I don't necessarily remember what about that game made me feel the way it did. I just remember I wasn't too satisfied with it. Code Veronica, I feel like has the potential to probably be a really, really great remake, just like Resident Evil 2, where they can use the advantage of the first person, they can use the updated graphics. Like one of the things I loved about Resident Evil 2 was that kind of claustrophobic feeling you got of terror from the fact that everything was so dark. You didn't know what was around the corner. You really have to use your other senses as far as like what's around you to make sure that you're safe, that you're not going to get attacked by these zombies or these monsters or anything like that. And I feel like with the way that Code Veronica is as a game itself, in general, it kind of has a creepy feel to it. So to add that to like a modern day game style, like gameplay and everything like that, I think it would work so fucking well. So I think this is awesome. I think this is really cool that they're bringing the originals back to PC, especially because it is one of those things that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of players out there that have never played the original games before that are going to have an opportunity to do so. And hopefully this will be able to bring back a whole bunch of fans, like a whole bunch of new fans, I should say, to the franchise that can appreciate where these games started and how far they've come along. Because if you do look at Resident Evil 2, the original, and then Resident Evil 2 remake, it's wild, man. Like one of the things I love so much about Resident Evil 2 remake is that first moment you go into the police station, because you see it and it's a lot more detailed, and with the updated graphics and everything like that, and then just the look of it is so beautiful, man. Because I remember when you first step into that police station just thinking like, damn, like this is what the police station looked like to me when I was younger and I first played this game. Like it looks phenomenal, and the fact they're able to add so much detail and everything like that, I think it's great. I think it's really cool. So those are my thoughts on that. This has me really excited, especially as a Resident Evil fan. Like I'm really happy that they're showing so much love to the originals, and you know what I mean, being able to bring this to fans and everything like that. So I think this is awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you guys excited for Resident Evil 3 coming to GOG? Is this something that you guys are looking forward to? So let me know what you guys think. I'd really appreciate your guys' feedback, and let me know what you guys think about all this. And yeah, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like you guys have no idea. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.